How you guys doing today? My name is Josh. It's your local Russo Power equipment. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do tune-up stuff on some of your mid-range use pressure washers. First and foremost at Russo here, we're all about safety. Always wearing safety gloves and glasses. First thing we're going to do as far as tune-ups go is always disconnect the spark plug boot. Make sure we get on our safety gear before we do any of that though. Alright, the first thing we're going to be doing here as far as tune-ups go is changing the spark plug. Start by doing that. We're going to go ahead and remove the spark plug boot here just like on most of your other equipment. And we're going to be using a standard 13/16 socket wrench to remove the plug. Go ahead and get in there. Go ahead. Once that old plug's out of there, we're going to go ahead and twist in a new one. That. Start by doing that, and we're going to kind of want to spin that in there finger tight to make sure nothing's cross threading. Start kind of just make sure that goes in there. Alright, once you're good. Now since we're not done with the rest of the tune-up yet, once we get that in there nice and tight, we're going to go ahead and leave this unplugged for now because we don't want a live engine when we're working on the rest of this stuff here. Alright, now the second step here in doing a tune-up, we're going to go ahead and change the air filter. On this particular model, it's right underneath this housing here. So let's go ahead and take off the wing nut and pop off that top cover. Now you'll see there's a second wing nut. We're also going to go ahead and spin that one off of there. And once that's off, just kind of hold down the new one. Just make sure you get the right air filter. Will fit right in place of the old one. Now we're going to go ahead and spin that wing nut back on. Make sure everything buttons back on there straight. Then last but not least, pop that cover back on. And the last wing nut. Alright, the third step we're going to be taking care of here when we're doing a tune-up is changing your engine oil. As you can see, you're going to need a drain pan here that's suitable for your machine. So get that right underneath your drain plug. Take your 10mm wrench for the plug. Go ahead, loosen that up. Once it's off there, you can kind of get it with the rest of it with your fingers. Once that's off there, you let your engine oil drain out. So as you can see now, the oil's done draining. I did go ahead and wipe all the excess oil off of there. We're going to go ahead and put this drain plug back in there. Finger tight. Reason I'm doing it finger tight, that avoids cross-threading anything. If you cross-thread, you can get an oil leak you don't want. Make sure that gets on there nice and snug. Alright, so after you get that drain plug in there nice and tight, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove this fill cap, which you will see has a dipstick on it. Notice there's no oil in the engine right now, so we're not going to try starting it until we add any oil. Let's go ahead and get a funnel that'll work for the machine you're trying to tune up. This particular one's going to take about 18 to 20 ounces, but always check your owner's manual before you add oil. And I'm going to be adding 30 weight oil for summertime use. Alright, so once that's good and you get your proper amount of oil in there, we're going to make sure we're kind of coming up the threads there with the engine oil. As you can see there, it's not overflowing, but it's just up to the top of the threads. You can kind of see that there. We're going to go ahead, take our drain plug, put that back in there. And then wipe up any of this excess stuff you might have going off. And you are good. We're just going to take this out one more time and make sure our oil level's checking out good. As you can see, that we're all the way up to X's there, so that's good. Good way to tell as well, you should be up to the top of the threads. Alright, then after this is all buttoned back up and your plug's back in, we're going to take it out one more time just to be sure here that our oil levels are good. You can see there we're about to the top of the X's, which is also right to the top of the threads there in the fill neck. So that's a good way to judge how much oil your machine takes. And to always be sure, when you're checking your oil levels, that you do in fact have enough oil in there. Alright, and the last step we're going to be taking, as you can see I turned the machine around, we're going to be adding the pump saver to the pump here. So we're going to take our drain pan, make sure we're right underneath where your pressure hose connects. Take your pump saver here, go ahead and twist this in, right into this fitting, where your garden hose would normally connect. Once that's on there tight, we're going to pop this cap. And you're going to press this button very slowly. What's this going to do is protect the pump from corrosion, and it also protects the pump, and a lot of times you're going to be storing it in colder weather. So go ahead and open that up. You'll see here it starts to come out there. If you look at my hose, you'll see that it's filling up the pump. And then once it comes out, this fitting here is how we know it's done. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and let that drip. And then we're going to disconnect this. And that will ensure that your pump does not corrode, or it also prepares it for storage and keeps everything lubricated in there. Alright, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and reconnect the spark plug boot here after everything else is done. Alright, so now you guys kind of have a basic understanding on how to tune up your mid-range use pressure washers as far as servicing the pump and changing spark plug, air filter, and engine oil go. As always, if you have any other videos you would like to see, please comment on our YouTube video or like us on our Facebook page. Thanks for watching.